Week 10 college football was not very good. Putting the boy to sleep sounds good. This working now. How we doing tonight, Buddha? Week 10. Let's keep the clown music going because it was a shit show. We've had positive every week. We were bound for a bad week. And it turned out it was a perfect storm because I was a little distracted. We had family here and I was having fun with them. So I wasn't able to put as much focus and studying into college football. So it was a perfect storm for chaos. You know, we did get chaos. Teams that should have done better didn't. And I was distracted at the same time. So we didn't do very well. My wallet during the week got James Madison, the Tulane, San Antonio over, North Carolina, but we lost the Blue Jays in the World Series. We got San Diego State. They keep riding for us. Missed Georgia, got Vandy, missed Navy. We missed Washington State. We got Ohio State. We got the America under. We missed Notre Dame. We missed Virginia Tech. We missed that one by one. That sucked. A lot of these we missed by a little bit. Georgia, they could have not taken a kneel at the 1 yard line. Instead, he went down. He scores there. We cover. Tennessee, I'm not sure what they're doing. That they've pissed away 3 games now. They like to do that apparently. We got Virginia. We got USC. We got the Ole Miss first half. We missed Georgia Tech. I don't know what that was. And Cincinnati decided not to show up. We got Duke. We got another San Diego State hit. And we missed Temple. So on the wallet, 12-9, which isn't that bad. But now we really got to bring in the circus music because the show did not do as good as the wallet. We got the under with Houston, North Carolina. We missed Navy. We pushed Vandy on the show because we didn't get as good of a number. We got Ohio State. We got Arizona State. And then everything went downhill. We missed Temple, Georgia, Notre Dame. We got the Notre Dame BC under. We got Virginia. We got Western Michigan. We got San Diego State. And then a total collapse. Missed USC, Tennessee, Washington State, Georgia Tech, Cincinnati. So on the show, 7-9 with a push. Terrible. But you know what? You can do worse than that. So at least it wasn't terrible. That brings our record on the show to now 120-87. So we're a little more human now. The best bets did not do well last week. They did not do well at all. So there's the record on the show. We're still good. We're just not near that 60% that we were at. But let's get back to it, shall we, with week 11. Putting the boy to sleep, chilling, dude. May play some Mario Kart. Oh, bringing back Mario Kart first time in a while, huh? I hadn't loaded that up in forever. I'm going to do some Sonic tonight after this. All right, so week 11, we got a few things underway. South Florida take care of the business. I would have picked them if I got in on it. And I will stop the music because it's no longer going to be a clown show. I don't got any action on that either. But tomorrow, you know, UCF is usually pretty good. They're doing the space game where they bring out the space jerseys. They're usually really good when that game happens. I don't know why this line's so short. It's kind of suspicious. Houston played really bad last week against West Virginia. They're a better team than UCF, though, so I will take the Cougs here. Money line. That's an overreaction. I know it's a space game, but come on. I don't know what to do with that. I mean, USC should win the game, and I hope they do for the Ducks' sake. Temple, Tulane, and Memphis, pretty big game for college football playoff purposes. Memphis is 7-1 against the spread. I lean towards them, but Tulane is like both of these teams. I don't know which team's going to show up. So I kind of like the over better, the 54.5. I do know the offenses should show up. So my lean for this would be over 54.5. I do think Memphis should get the win as well as they try to get themselves in the playoff here. Tulane can play spoiler, though. Yeah, I mean, this is SMU or pass. Boston College is a train wreck, but they played well last week. Indiana's a wagon right now. If you can find a 14 out there, I would take it. They have been blasting everybody, and it is what it is. Penn State, their season's kind of over. The best they can do here is a bowl game. So, yeah, they don't really have too much to play for anymore. You kind of wonder what their heads are like. They lost the rivalry game with Ohio State. So, I don't know. I think Indiana has more to play for. They're trying to get that 1 seed. I think Indiana blasts them here. This James Madison, for sure. They've been playing really well right now. Marshall's decent, and that is a lot of points to lay on the road at Marshall. But I am not about to bet an average team against a really good team. It's not going to happen. I'll take James Madison here, but anything over 14, I'd stay away from that. Anything under it, yeah, go for it. So I like Temple here if it's 7. Can we get a 7 by chance? That'd be great if we could. I'm going to do a quick Control F search for Temple here. We can't yet. So my advice is to buy a half point up to 7 and take Temple here. Not too far of a trip. Temple's in Philadelphia. Army plays their games at West Point, New York. So you're not looking at too big of a travel spot here. And Temple, I think this line's a little bit of an overreaction to how bad they played last week. I think this game will be close. I think this is a field goal finish. I'll take the Owls here. I think you'd fade Colorado every game the rest of the way. But I don't know if I can lay that many points with West Virginia, even though they looked pretty well last week. So it would be West Virginia or pass here, but I'm not going to bet this game. BYU Texas Tech, huge game. A lot of playoff implications here. You know, you lose this game, Texas Tech's probably done. BYU can afford 1 loss, but you can't really lose 2 in the Big 12 unless you win the championship. So you'd have to have 1 non-conference loss. So this really comes down to too many points. I think that I would be on BYU to cover this here. I think both teams know they have to play their best game here. I think Texas Tech wins, but I think 10.5 is too much. I would make sure you get 10 or more, though, if you like the Cougs here. And this isn't a major lean by any means because this is a fishy line. Like, I don't understand why BYU's underdog by this much. Like, Texas Tech's really good. Don't get me wrong. And they should be favored. But by 10.5, I don't know. I would have put it like 6. So I think you're getting some value here with BYU. People are camping out since Sunday for this game. I believe it, Buddha. That's going to be a fun game. I'd go to it if I lived nearby. Georgia, Mississippi State. So public's going heavy on Georgia. The closer this gets to 10, I like Mississippi State. If this had been 10.5, it would have been on my best bets board. Because Georgia on the road, well, really in general this year, hasn't really been killing anybody. Yeah, they killed Marshall, but they should have. They haven't really dominated, if that makes sense. They've just been winning. And Mississippi State has been playing close with everybody. They lost by 2 to Florida. They should have beat Texas. Who else did they? They did win last week. They seem to play close with damn near everybody in the SEC. So I don't see this getting out of hand, especially at home here. I I think Georgia wins this by like 7. 9 is just a hair too much here. Ohio State, do they have a look-ahead spot here? I don't remember who they play next. I know Michigan is coming up. No, they got UCLA, so no look ahead. Purdue's been kind of sneaky. They hang around a little bit, but because Ohio State has covered every week, I think you have to take them. I think they have only not covered since like the Michigan game last year, like once. So, yeah, I think it's Ohio State or pass here. That's what I would be. But I would be surprised if Purdue covers the first half, if that makes sense. Tickets in our section are going for $1,000 per seat. Woo! Does your wife have season tickets? I'm going to say she'll want to go to that. Sell them. Pay for Christmas gifts and more. Absolutely. So I would jump on that. Sure do. Oh, dude, I bet you that's come up at the dinner table. All right. So I'm on Liberty here. I was hoping for 7.5. If this was 6.5, I would probably add it to the best bets board. This is more of a power rating situation here. Liberty was highly ranked in the power ratings early in the year for that conference. And then they lost a bunch of games. Well, now they're starting to figure things out again. So I think I'd be on Liberty here. Liberty bibbity. Nothing in that game. I don't think Citadel scores, though. So you might look at team total under. It might be 2, though. I don't know what that happened there. I'd be on Delaware to keep this one within the number here. I'd like 6 or 7 better, obviously, but yeah, I think Delaware can cover this for sure. A lot of mid-majors playing this week, I've noticed. Yeah, I mean, you can't pick Charlotte. I think you go East Carolina here if it gets down 28. Can we get a 28 over here? Let's see if we can get we can get 28.5. I'll check MGM. Maybe I'll add it on in Discord on Saturday. But I would buy down the play. I'm going to give you guys buy down to 28 or 27.5 if you want to not worry about a push. And I would take the Pirates here because Charlotte is they're really bad. I mean, they're one of the worst teams in college football this year. So you'd be crazy to ever take them in anything. I mean, yeah, East Carolina beat Temple by 31 last week, so this is a worse team than them. However, small look-ahead spot next week to Memphis. So maybe you look at a first half. What's the first half here? 17.5. Ah, man, if we can get 16.5, I'm gonna be all over that too. But yeah, I think you gotta go Pirates or nothing there because Charlotte is just so bad. One of the worst teams, without doubt. I think Miami might have checked out. You kind of wonder where their heads are. I mean, second loss, things aren't looking good there. They can't win the ACC now. So they're going to have to get at large somehow, and I don't know how that's going to happen. I think ACC is looking like a one-bid league right now. And even though Syracuse cannot score with their backup, ever since the backup their starter went down, backup has not looked as good. I don't know if Miami cares enough to cover this number. Maybe 28-0, maybe 31-3. I don't know. I just don't think Miami's going to cover this. I'd be on Cuse here, especially if you see that number rise to like 30. Everybody is on Missouri this week. And I get it. Missouri is really good at covering at home as an underdog. They're really good the past 3 years. But they're on their third string quarterback. Now, I know he's a talented recruit, and he's a freshman. Texas A&M is just playing out of their minds right now. They're on a mission, and I think they just barely cover the number here. This is priced really well. I think Texas A&M wins by 7. It's going to be close. This is going to be a sweaty game for if you get in on this. But I think the Aggies do cover this by a small margin. Don't listen to everybody's on Missouri. I'm telling you, that's all you hear. That's all week is Missouri, Missouri, Missouri. I'm fading that. I'm going Aggies. I think people need to adjust their power ratings. I like UConn here. Duke has a look-ahead spot, and they played Clemson last week, and they got a look-ahead spot to next week. So this is a classic sandwich game, and UConn's going to be fired up at home. I just think they keep it close, maybe even get a dub, but I think they'll keep it close enough to cover there. I like the Frogs, TCU. I like this better at 7, though, so my official play would be to buy down to 7, take the Horned Frogs. That's almost a best bet. Almost. It nearly made the list. I tell you what is a best bet, though, and I don't normally like adding my alma mater to the best bet board, but sometimes things are strictly business. So let's play that music. Iowa is not going to be able to score enough to cover this game. They play great D, but so do the Ducks. If this was at night, I would have a different feeling about this. Iowa is wearing their undefeated all-black jerseys. But this game ain't at night, and Oregon's used to coming to the Central and East time zone by now. I just don't think, especially since they had a week off, I don't think that Iowa's going to be able to score enough to hang around with Oregon here. I think you're looking at like a 24-14 game, maybe 27-17, something like that. Iowa's offense is better than it has been, but I mean, I just don't see it. I think the Ducks are going to be focused here. Dan Lanning, when he's pissed off, is kind of frightening. And he is pissed off because we sucked against Wisconsin last game. So you don't want to play against a fired up Dan Lanning. You saw what happened to Rutgers when he was pissed off there. I like Kansas here to keep it close against Arizona. Looks like sharp money's coming in on Arizona. But I think Kansas can lose this by 3 here. Second best bet of the day. I can't believe I'm about to play this fight song, but here we go. Kennesaw State, the Owls. Your second best bet of the day. I don't know why this number's so short. It should be 14. Mexico State's not very good. I know it's altitude for Kennesaw State here, but they're just playing really well. I mean, they are blasting everybody in the Sun Belt right now. Or Conference USA, sorry. And New Mexico State is, I think their closest game in the league is by 7-point loss. I don't see it happening here. I think Kennesaw State is going to overpower them, and they're going to win by double digits here. So take the Owls. And final best bet of the day is in another mid-major game. This is simply a business decision here. I don't like adding Sunbelt games to best bet board because chaos often can occur and there's inconsistency. But Coastal Carolina, the market hasn't caught up yet. They were really bad at the beginning of the year, and they've won, 4 or 5 straight now? They've figured something out, clearly. And the market hasn't caught up yet. Georgia State's not very good. They haven't won a league game yet. Coastal Carolina's trying to battle James Madison for that division spot. And they can't afford to let down here. So I think Coastal Carolina wins this by 10 or more. Give me the Chanticleers. All right. I almost thought about driving over to Vanderbilt Auburn this week, but little man is not feeling well, and I think we're going to go to a game in 2 weeks instead. And I also looked at the prices of this, and they weren't that great. Not for when you got a toddler. I want a cheaper ticket when you got a toddler, when you got to deal with that. It just, you don't get the full experience, right? That's just the way it goes as a parent. But I think this is an under. 45.5. Auburn plays outstanding defense. They actually, I think they have given up the third least amount of points in the whole NCAA. So they play great D. Vanderbilt plays great D. Their offense hasn't looked great recently. So I think under 45.5 is the best play here. Auburn did just fire their coach as well. Maybe they play a little looser and they play a little better. That's what scares me from taking Vandy up outright. But I like the under better. And I don't see anything else that I like at the moment. So if you see this get to like 28 with Notre Dame, I think you take Navy, because Navy scores too much to blow them out by that much. I know North Texas kind of beat them by 17 there, or 14, but I think that was kind of a fluke. And Notre Dame, I mean, they couldn't do this to Boston College last week, so what makes you think they could do this to Navy? I do think Notre Dame's a better team, and this is a little bit of a mismatch, but I think 28 would be too much. So watch this number come Saturday. See if you can get a 28. LSU Bama. LSU just fired a coach, and they've had 2 weeks to prepare. Bama is for sure the best team, for sure. This is a rivalry, though, and if my suggestion is to buy LSU up to 10. There might even be some 10s or 10.5s out there. People love picking Bama. It's a rivalry. Fired their coach. I don't think the players liked Brian Kelly. Maybe they're excited now to play, and maybe we get a good performance from Nussmeier. I think this is too many points to lay against a still decent LSU team. So I'll take the Tigers there. Tempted to take UCLA there, but I don't. I think I'm going to stay away from it. Give me the Beavs. Beavs have figured something out. Sam Houston State has, I think, covered only one game all year. And the Beavs, although not a good cover team, they beat Washington State last week, and that was impressive. It was an ugly game, but impressive win. And now they've won 2 straight. They got a little bit of mojo back. They're at home. Sam Houston State coming all the way from Texas to Oregon. Yeah, I'll take the Beavs here. Sam Houston State's not very good. And our darling Aztecs are live. And I'm not going to pick against them until they lose because it's working. So give me the Aztecs again, although Hawaii is a great cover team at home. San Diego State does have a look-ahead spot to Boise State next week. So if they win this game, I really think they only win by like 7. So you don't get a ton of value here. Make sure you get 7 or less. But yeah, right now, while it's 6.5, I'll take it. I'll take the Aztecs. And that is it. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get our I actually don't think I may have put the best bets. I did put them up. Oregon, Kennesaw State, Coastal Carolina, your best bets. Let's go make that money and hopefully have a better week than last week. Let's get back to our winning days that we had those first 9 weeks or so. So I'm going to fire up the race.